Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today as we're sitting here talking about an episode of Table for Three. This is an episode that aired back in August on the WWE Network, but I always sort of kept it in my wish list to check out, and tonight was the night. Honestly, the Patriots were beating the crap out of the Chiefs, and I thought the game was done. So I came into my bedroom, I turned on Table for Three while I was watching this. The Chiefs climbed right back into the game, and we had one hell of a good one. But on this episode of Table for Three, it was entitled Gone Viral. On this episode, we were sitting down to dinner with Xavier Woods, Matt Hardy, and Zack Ryder, all three who had different levels of success online, which sort of keeps their success building in WWE. Zack Ryder, honestly, was probably one of the first guys to sort of strike it with the internet. In 2011, I caught on to the Z True Long Island Stories on YouTube. I remember we were in Atlanta for WrestleMania 27, and we were driving around, and Miguel put on one of the episodes to watch in the car. And I had heard about it, but I had never really watched it. And even though I was driving, I think we plugged his phone into the car radio, and we were actually listening to it as we drove down the road, and we were all laughing about it. And from then on, basically, I was trying to be broski of the week. It was sort of like the hip thing to do with the wrestling fans. I really thought that Z True Hollywood Story was made for the wrestling fan, but also sort of made for the smarter wrestling fan that sort of knew like the inside terms and knew Zack Ryder's jokes about not being able to be on television. He said he basically started the show out of desperation of trying to get noticed in WWE or trying to get fired, where he would get fired with a little bit of buzz and be able to use that to maybe go wrestle for Impact Wrestling or, find, independent gigs, sort of just push it with the YouTube channel. Matt Hardy is a guy that they only talked about the good things that he did with viral success. They talked about the whole broken, delete thing from Impact Wrestling, where Jeremy Borash, was putting the Matt Hardy videos that he was posting online, putting them on to the episodes of Impact, and then building towards the Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy matches that would soon to become like the full episode of Impact being ran from his house. Xavier Woods found his success with the Up Up Down Down channel, something that, I honestly don't really know a lot about. I'm not a really big video game guy. When Jack Swagger was in WWE, I honestly used to watch Jack Swagger in the Madden NFL tournament, which he was not a part of this year because he's not touring with them. The fun thing about the Up Up Down Down channel is that I honestly thought that it was Xavier Woods' own personal YouTube channel where he did this independently from WWE, but used the WWE guys because they were touring on the road. I didn't know that he actually set up this channel with someone in WWE, and it's under the WWE umbrella, and WWE is constantly trying to stick their noses into Xavier Woods' business. This is something that Zack Ryder talked about, is that basically once his YouTube channel started going and getting positive views and getting a buzz inside the company, people from WWE were trying to get into Zack Ryder's ear, and Zack had to stand up for himself and said basically that what we're doing is working. We don't need to change anything we're doing. We just need to keep going. And one thing led to another is that once WWE launched their own YouTube channel, he was either forced to quit the show or move the show to the WWE network. I apologize. The WWE YouTube channel, and on the channel is where they started basically telling him what they were going to air, what they weren't going to air. They ended up not editing his shows. He still had to do the editing himself, but WWE would edit content that he was trying to put on there. One of the episodes that they talked about was an episode where John Cena was puking and throwing up on the show, and they said, no, we're not going to air this. You need to give us a new episode by tomorrow that's at least 3 minutes long. And from there, basically, Zach went in front of his set, cut a 30-second promo about how good the episode was and that they wouldn't air it, and just walked off set, leaving the camera running for a 3-minute video, submitting that, hoping that they just wouldn't watch it, but put it up. And they caught it, and they were mad, and they skipped a week, would come back next week with another one, but that shortly led to Zack Ryder ending the show, because he basically got to the point where he couldn't complain about not being on television, because at that point he had caught on to the point where he was on TV. He actually was wrestling on pay-per-views as well, won the United States Championship, and all three of them talked about, finding a level of fame, as well as talking about how they use Twitter. Basically saying that of the three of them, they go on, they first check their mentions. From there, they basically go to the news kind of site that basically Twitter posts the highlights of the day, I guess you can say, the viral things that people are talking about. And then from there, if they're really, really bored, they go on and check their actual followers, the main timeline, I guess you can say. So this was a good episode. I honestly can say that if you have not checked out Gone Viral, the episode of Table for Three, make sure you go out of your way and check this out. I thought that it was a good mix of talent, and I'm honestly looking forward to checking out the next episode of Table for a Three-Man Band.